very sadly in India, to gain Muslim vote bank, you have to do something anti-Hindu. If I have to get more Hindus to win the faith of Muslim people, I will get more Hindus. Congresses and Samajwadi parties of India, there is a huge disservice to Muslim community. They did not help them to grow. Like Yadav communities use their government to develop their businesses, to get into positions. But what Muslims did is to just do their love jihads and land jihads. They did not even develop. They still be a pancharwalas and five children in the family. Out of the Muslim vote share, 8% to 15% has started coming to BJP. Most of the analysts attribute to the Muslim women.
Out of self-respect, if Rahul Gandhi feels that either UP has betrayed him, he has to shift to Wayanad.
People in UP are not smart enough to understand my kind of politics. He made that statement. Bulldozer is part of it. Bulldozer is what, if I get a criminal's file, Yogi Adityanath will say, also check why he is able to run his empire. Bulldozer action technically is nothing but breaking the economic spine of the mafia. It's not randomly breaking some buildings. Yogi Adityanath serving the longest term ever in last 70 years. They did not allow any chief minister to serve more than 5 years. And the same population of UP is not allowing UP Adityanath to go even after 10 years. As soon as he came to the Chief Minister's office, he did two amazing things, right? He took the whole cabinet to IIM Lucknow for 3 full days. Can you imagine all the netas sitting in IIM Lucknow? And there was a class on reading the budget.
UP is going to elections next year. Uttar Pradesh, as we know, and everybody says it, the generic line that says that the road to Delhi is from Lucknow. UP is going to be the central story of India's growth story when India will become Viksit Bharat in 2047, hopefully. One man who has been documenting the story of that particular state much before anybody else could, who has been positively telling the stories of inspiration, whether it's from our tales from Ramayana or the lived experiences of many political leaders. He's been the first one to stick his neck out and become sort of the pro bono brand ambassador for many of these stories for Uttar Pradesh. I'm joined by a best-selling author, Shantanu Gupta ji. Shantanu ji, thank you so much. Namaste.
Good to see you after a long time.
Good to see you. So, I want to desperately start with the political questions first. I will come to the. I want to ask you, there's so much happening around UP right now, and for the wrong reasons, many of it. How is the power center in UP first of all concentrated? Because Yogi ji is from a background where he's not from the RSS technically, he's from Yuva Vahini. And right now when there is a lot of controversy. Correct. So who actually runs UP?
So first of all, welcome to Uttar Pradesh. I'm so happy you are shooting this podcast in Uttar Pradesh, where now we have electricity 24/7. Pre-2017, the state-wise load of UP was 17,000 megawatt. Today, as we are sitting here, is 34,000 megawatts, right? So you can imagine if you double the electricity, what it can do to the growth. Now the question is, who is running Uttar Pradesh, right? So governance-wise, Yogi Adityanath is running Uttar Pradesh, and the divine kripa of Sri Ram, Sri Krishna and Shankarji is always there, right? I always say, I come from the Janmbhumi of Sri Ram, I come from the Janmbhumi of Sri Krishna, and from Bholenath ki kripa. So all of us, and 24 crore very, very hardworking people of UP are running Uttar Pradesh. I think to start with, a lot of people say that Yogi Adityanath doesn't come from a typical RSS background. I think this is 100% wrong. In his college, he was in Kodwar, right? He's brought up in Uttarakhand. Like that time, Uttarakhand was part of Uttar Pradesh. So that way Uttar Pradesh, but we used to call that area Uttaranchal, like that region, right? All regions also have names within a state, right? I'm sure in Karnataka you have
Purvanchal.
Yeah, like Purvanchal, like Paschim, right? So he used to study in a college in Kodwar. Kodwar is one of the towns in Uttarakhand. And he was in Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad. like very much there. In fact, when he met Mahanta Vedanath, his guru, he was in the organizing team from ABVP to organize the event, and that event was on Ram Temple Jagran, right? To motivate the youth of the country on the reasons of Ram Temple, on the Muhim of Ram Temple, right? And today the Ram Temple is there, and Yogi Adityanath is the chief minister. So he was very much part of ABVP. Then, if you see all the Ram Mandir committees for Ram Mandir movement, they are never headed by Ashok Singhal ji. Ashok Singhal ji always wanted a saint to head it. So Yogi Adityanath's guru Mahanta Vedanath headed all the 4 committees, right? And most of the meetings in the eastern UP of Ram Mandir used to happen in the Mutt, Gorakhnath Mutt, while Yogi Adityanath was the Shishya, because he became the Shishya of Mahanta Vedanath, or also the Mahant elect, like the heir apparent, right? In 1994, when he was only 22. He only became the member of parliament 26, but he was the heir apparent in 22. And from Sarasang Chalak of RSS to VHP honchos, they used to hang around, if I can use the word hang around, in the Gorakhnath mud as if their second home. So the Ram Mandir movement almost ran from there. So saying that he doesn't come from the RSS cadre. RSS shivers used to happen. It's a de facto center for the RSS shivers and RSS vargs, as they call it, like the training camps from level 1 and level 2. Level 3 happens only in Nagpur. They happens in Gorakhpur, in the Mutt itself. All the people live in Mutt. I have pictures of Mohan Bhagwat ji before he became the CM. I have a picture of Mohan Bhagwat ji touching the feet of Yogi Adityanath. Not as a chief minister, he was not chief minister, not as a politician, as the revered Pithadishwar of Gorakhnath Mutt. So I think he was very much from ABVP to very much ingrained, the whole Mutt was ingrained in the Ram Mandir movement. He was very much part of the Sangh Parivar. Always.
What makes the Gorakhnath Mutt so special for people outside of Uttar Pradesh who may not know it?
So, Gorakhnath Parampara is the Parampara which we trace from Adityanath Shiva. So Nath of Adityanath Shiva to Nath of Yogi Adityanath is in that continuum, right? And then Guru Gorakhnath, Guru Matsyendranath, and then 2 immediate gurus of Yogi Adityanath, Mahant Digvijayanath and Mahant Avedyanath, and till today. It's a very esoteric parampara, right? It has its own set of meditation practices and yogic practices. It's kind of yagnas, right? In fact, it runs parallel with Patanjali Yoga Sutras, right? And lot of Indian commentators and Western commentators have documented the history of Nath Panth. It's so esoteric that if you see Yogi Adityanath closely, the earrings that he sports, they're not in the lower lobe, they're in this frontal lobe. And it's we have shown in our movie also, Ajay, the Untold Story of a Yogi, which is the inspired by Yogi Adityanath's life, that how like painful is that procedure. So much so they call it Kanfata. So one other name for Nathpanthi sadhus is Kanfata sadhus, because you follow the Kan. So it's called Kanfata sadhus. Okay. And they don't use any antiseptic, they don't use any medicine, only the mustard oil is the only antiseptic they use. And for those 3 months, Guru takes care of the disciple. Okay. Right? And while doing this procedure, if you like waver too much, they say, okay, you have too much love with your body, next, like you have to come next time. That's one element. Second element, Nath Panthi sadhus are always involved in the social movements and national movements. Okay. So much so that during our freedom movement, Gorakhnathis were very much part of the freedom movement. So much so that they used to lot of Gorakhnathis disciples used to steal the weapons and eating materials from which were going for the Goro ki Sena. Okay. Right? And used to give to our Sunda Senani. And the British started calling that term Gorakh Dhanda. And that has become a negative term today, which we should not use. Gorakh Dhanda means Gorakh Dhanda against the British government, not Gorakh Dhanda against. So people a lot of say for any negative thing, for fraud, scams, Gorakh Dhanda. which was coined by British because Gorakhnathis and their discipline used to.
But it was an act of patriotism.
It was an act of patriotism, right? So they were always part of this, and also social movement. As you must be knowing that first time when the Ram ideals appeared in Ram Mandir, it was Mahant Digvijanath who organized a non-stop Katha Vachan there, and a huge movement starting. As I told you, Ashok Singhal appointed Mahant Adityanath as all the head of all the Ram Mandir committees, right? And when the temple was made, it was under when Yogi Adityanath is the chief minister. So they have almost a 70-year-old history of part of the Ram Mandir movement. So that's why Nathpanthi, the Ram Mutt is very important. One very interesting element, Nathpanthis are the one who are the, in modern times, one of the primary one who started a movement against the caste movement, against the caste discrimination. In fact, Mahant Adityanath, when Yogi Adityanath took charge of the Matha, Mahant Adityanath became a little freer. So he started going to the whole country. When he went to the south, he saw massive convergence, because that kind of massive Christian convergence are not available in the north of India, right? And he got very disheartened. And when he inquired, people say because we have caste discrimination, a lot of people change sides. And when he came back, he said, I will not allow that to happen in at least this part of the country. And he started doing lot of large bhoj, large food eating, because the first thing, you don't take food with the people with other castes, right? And he started large this we call it langar, or we call it pangats, right? With lot of people with Dom Jati. Dom Jati is the one which does Kriya Karam in Banaras Ghat.
Okay.
And they are considered even more lower in the startup because they are handling the dead bodies, right? He started with that, so much so a lot of saints did not agree with him in the first go. And he started with that, and then he started Khichdi Bhoj in Gorakhpur, and then Yogi Adityanath continued it. It was so interesting that we call it Munadi. Munadi means you drumbeat and tell to a village that on a particular day, Yogi Adityanath is coming here, you prepare food. So they will prepare food. From whichever caste, whichever community they come from, they will prepare food. Yogi Adityanath will come and sit with them and eat with them. Right? It will be sattvic food.
So it's actually a very reductionist image when somebody, I see a news anchor saying, oh, he's a Thakur leader, he appeases to this community.
There's nothing Thakur in him. There's not. Only thing, once someone asked him, okay, oh, you come from a Thakur community, he said, मुझे गर्व है कि मैं राम के कुल में पैदा हूँ. That's all.
गर्व तो होना चाहिए उसमें.
मुझे गर्व है मैं राम के कुल में पैदा हूँ. Right? But in Indian tradition, you say, जात न पूछो साधु की. You don't ask for the caste for a saint. When he becomes a saint, he is above this caste structure, right? And the movement of Gorakhnathis and Gorakhnath Mutt on the abolition of caste sense, the caste hierarchy, is massive in that part of the world. Also, Gorakhnath is also the Kul Devta or all the Gorkhas. So if you go to Nepal, you will find many other mandirs and mutts of Gorkhas. You find all the Gorkha regiment, they pray to Gorakhnath. In fact, recently... Which
is why he's very popular in Nepal as well.
So much so, when Raja... So Raja is now came back, right? The Nepal Raja is now back from London. He's and he did a show of strength recently, around a year back. And in his profession, people got super surprised that there were huge banners of him, for sure, and Yogi Adityanath. People say, Yogi Adityanath posters are in Nepal. People say foreign policy, this. People tell lies because that's the Ishtadev. And Yogi Adityanath is also the Akhil Bharatiya head of Nath Parampara. So when you go to Karnataka, by the way, has a lot of Nath Panth.
Correct.
So if you go to Adi Chunchanugari Mutt, the Swamiji has done the Abhishekam for Yogi Adityanath, and Yogi Adityanath has done the Abhishekam for Swamiji, the Adi Chunchanugiri Swamiji, Nirmalanand Nath Swamiji, right? He is also Nirmalanand Nath Swamiji, right? So a lot of people, whenever I go to this part, I did the screening of my movie in Mangalore, in ODOP, in Belgaum. When I travel to these places, people take me to some Nath Panth ashram, and there is a picture of Yogi Adityanath there, but not as the chief minister of UP, as the Adhyaksha of Akhil Bharatiya Nath Samprada. From Afghanistan to Karnataka, if you go to eastern part of India, you will find a lot of people with Nath as their second name. So that's very popular there. That's the tradition there. And you will find the picture of Guru Gorakhnath or even Yogi Adityanath. Not, again, I am saying at the risk of repetition, not as the chief minister of UP, as a Akhil Bharatiya Adhyaksha of Nath Parampara. right? So that's why Nath Parampara is so important.
Right.
Sorry,
2 years
long
ago, I
answer to
think
your short
around
question.
the election time as well, before or after, he had come to Mandya,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
crowd
Yeah,
we
yeah,
saw,
yeah,
we
yeah.
never saw, we never see that sort of enthusiasm for any political
Any
leader in.
political candidate. So yeah, so he's a combination of good governance, proprietary, non-corruption, hard work, a Sant and Gorakhnath Parampara, right? It's very rare to get all of them together in one person, and the way he speaks adds extra edge to that.
Do you think the image that he has the same sort of immunity that he had when he became the chief minister? Because there are obviously clear political attempts to tarnish his image, and that the that the UP apparatus is still corrupt and all of that. So what is your take on this?
No, he didn't have that kind of immunity for sure, and he built that immunity by his work.
Okay.
So in fact, so much so when he became the chief minister, a lot of not only BJP leaders, BJP supporters said, I said, what happened to Modi and Amit Shah? Why will we make a priest a chief minister of Uttar Pradesh? It's Uttar Pradesh. This is 24 crore population. This is the 5th or 6th largest population in the world. You don't need a priest. You don't need a panditji to run. You need a hardcore governance guy. You need a hardcore administrator. For some reason, because of media, and I'm sure you know the media before 2014, how colored it was, they thought a Bhagwadhari cannot be a good administrator. Then only people realized after a year due to his action, oh my God, he was in parliament for 19 years.
Yeah.
When BJP was from 98, 99, 2004, 2009, 2014, he won 5 consecutive elections with exponential margins. When BJP is not doing good in 2004, 2009, we all know that, he's still winning his seat from Gorakhpur. He's spending almost 2 hours with Janta Darbar every day as if like a mini chief minister office. When Mulayam Singh Yadav is the chief minister, when Mayawati is the chief minister, when Akhilesh is the chief minister, he's running his own mini chief minister office. If I observe that, if you observe that, you'll say, oh my God, what's happening? So people are coming with the request, typewriters are going on, letters are issued to SP, DM, and very surprisingly, people are coming from other districts. He was a member of parliament, but he can only cater to his constituency. But his letter was so effective that people used to come from multiple districts. And over that, he used to manage, is still managing in some capacity, almost 40 large institutions of MUT. Like a large school, large college, 400-bed hospital, nursing college, university. He's managing all of that like a CEO, right? Managing one small kindergarten school takes your whole life. He's managing that since he's 22. So he understands what all may go wrong in education. He understands what all may go wrong in a hospital, in a nursing college. Right. MUT has a lot of fields, right? So he's managing all of that in parliament, meeting 400 people every day, going to 10 villages every day. All of this together is Yogi Adityanath. And when he landed in the chief minister's office, with now the power and the machinery of chief minister's office, with his knowledge of 19 years of parliament and meeting lakhs and lakhs of people, he knew what he has to do. Only thing is, and he's a very good student also. You know, as soon as he came to the chief minister's office, he did 2 amazing things, right? He took the whole cabinet to IIM Lucknow for 3 full days. Can you imagine all the netas sitting in IIM Lucknow? And there was a class on reading the budget. But that's the most tough part. Reading the government budgets and monitoring and evaluation. He says, if you understand how to read a budget, so that you can allocate and you can change headers whenever necessary, and how to monitor it. I give you a work, how to monitor it. What are the instruments can be used to monitor your large teams and you to manage the budget. He did a training. And then for the next whole month, he asked 2 principal secretaries every day. There are almost 65 departments in UP, let's say, right? He asked almost 2 principal secretaries every day to present their departments, what happened in the last 10 years, what is your plan for next 100 days and next 5 years, to the whole cabinet, not only to that minister, so that even education minister should know what should happen in PDS. Right. Even the irrigation minister should know what's happening in health. So the whole cabinet, whole of his team used to sit evening 6 o'clock, so that you will do whole day of work, evening 6 o'clock to at times night 12 o'clock. The dinner also used to come there, right? And so that's why I'm saying he's a student. He's a very meticulous student. He read the budget himself in the last 10 years, right? And then he landed, and when people started seeing the way he performed, he started creating model. After Gujarat model, we started hearing a new model called UP model. which is a typical model for very lawless states, BIMARU states like UP, Bihar, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, which has become a mockery unnecessarily, right? Which is, in fact, people from UP, Sharan, when we used to go out, we used to say, "Hum log Delhi se hain." Because if you say UP, it has a baggage attached to it. Oh, your certificate might be fake. You must have done some crime and ran to a Maharashtra or a Tamil Nadu or somewhere else, right? That was the image of UP. And he turned that image on its head so that now UP can host a large investment summit in 2018, a massive investment summit, when at the end of the investment summit, some 34 lakh crores investment were promised, and in the end there was an event in open air, and 2,000 drones were made a shape of 34 lakh crores of investment. UP, Dhanyavad. And people have not seen something of that sort in Uttar Pradesh. So, to your question, he earned this immunity by the experience he gained in those 20 years and his performance in the initial months, and from the last 9.5 years, he has earned that immunity.
If you were to look at what is building up to the next assembly elections, you have the Mayawati factor minimized to a certain extent. The Dalit votes are fragmented. The Congress is still a no game in Uttar Pradesh.
Yeah.
And
Two MLAs, 5 MPs, and 5% vote share.
So, but Akhilesh Yadav, on the other hand, has turned out to be a lot like his father. Some people say smarter than his father. He still has the mojo, and he still is putting the BJP UP on a back foot on a lot of scandals right now. What do you think? What is your prediction? What is your reading into this? What makes Akhilesh Yadav also so formidable?
So, Sharan, if you see the list of UP chief ministers, starting from Govind Vallabh Pant to Yogi Adityanath, you will see a very interesting observation. So, Govind Vallabh Pant, 5 years. After that, you will see 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, 10 months, 1 day, 2 day, 3. And these are stalwarts. These are not small leaders. Narayana Dutt Tiwari to Mulayam Singh Yadav to Rajnath Singh, right? So big leaders, Kalyan Singh, Mayawati, Mulayam Singh Yadav, right? You will see all this non-complete tenures, right? And then you only see Mayawati and Akhilesh Yadav completing the tenure. And then you see Yogi Adityanath serving the longest term ever in last 70 years. So the people of UP are very astute, right? They know what they want. They did not allow any chief minister to serve more than 5 years. And the same population of UP is not allowing UP Adityanath to go even after 10 years, right? So that there is a merit in the way Yogi Adityanath is performing. But you are right, now the political situation is shifting. Earlier, it was almost, if I say 30 years back, is a 4-poll election, right? It was, BJP is still active.
Congress, BJP,
SP, BSP, right? Or if not SP, it was Janata Party, right? In fact, one of the first non-Congress government, apart from the left, in South, is in UP, Janata Party, 1967. And in fact, Deendayal Upadhyay was coming after forming this government when he was murdered, I call it, in a train accident. In a train murder accident, which was never probed properly, right? So, Janata Party, which became SP after the Mandal Andolan. So, these are the 4 parties, right? And at 30, if you gain 30% vote share, right, you form, in first pass the poll system, the fragmented state, you used to form government. So, you will say Kalyan Singh, Mulayam Singh Yadav alternating. You will say Mayawati, Mulayam Singh Yadav alternating. You will say Mayawati and Kashiram and Mulayam Singh Yadav coming together and gave a very communal slogan, Mile Mulayam Kashiram, Hawa mein ud gaye Jai Shri Ram, right? Because their politics is the caste OBC politics, right? And then came time of Mayawati, then again Mulayam Singh. BJP had again a second stint, right? Where Kalyan Singh, Rajnath Singh became the chief minister. In 2002, after 2002, UP never gave power back to BJP till 2017. So it was Mulayam Singh Yadav from 2003 to 2007, 7 to 12 it's Mayawati's, and 12 to 17 it's Akhilesh. After Notbandi, after demonetization, it was the first major election, and UP gave a huge power to BJP back, and that was on the face of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the meticulous electioneering by Amit Shah. And I always rate their decision to make Yogi Adityanath as one of their top decisions. They have done amazing work in the last 11, 12 years, right? And I have seen creating good leaders is also one of the features of Modi government, which we have not talked about much, right? Creating a Amit Shah. When I say creating Amit Shah, giving them the responsibility.
We have only seen so many people will be hanging around with us in our circles, and tomorrow they become MPs, MLAs.
Exactly.
So they have a keen eye for talent.
They have a keen eye for talent.
They have the best HR department.
They have the best HR department. I keep saying, if I make you, Sharan, the HR head of Congress, you have to do, we do akkad, you know what is akkad bakkad Bombay, to select a dinner, right? So you have to say, Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, and your fingers stop, that's the president, or who is the head of the party. Or maximum, tomorrow Priyanka's 2 kids will also come, right? So maybe you have two more people to do your akkad bakkad, right? Where you have a Modi, Amit Shah, Devendra Fadnavis, Yogi Adityanath, Hemant Biswa, now Shubhendu Adhikari from South leaders are coming. So a battery of leaders coming up.
Correct.
Right? And Yogi Adityanath is one such person is given power. Now coming to Akhilesh Yadav. I'll not say Akhilesh is smarter than Mulayam Singh Yadav. In fact, Mulayam Singh Yadav created a space for himself when there was none, right? And he has given a ready vote bank to Akhilesh. It's a set vote bank of MY, right? A Muslim population for which he has worked very, very hard. So much so hard that he has to...
It depends on how you look at it. Some people say he outsmarted Mulayam. Some people say he betrayed Mulayam.
I'll comment on that, both of that. So Mulayam Singh Yadav very meticulously created a Muslim Yadav vote bank for Samajwadi Party. And for Muslim vote bank, he has to work so hard that he has to kill so many Hindus as car sevaks. And he has to have the audacity to come and say, ki now only I have killed a couple of Hindus. If I have to kill more Hindus to win the faith of Muslim people, I will kill more Hindus. Recently, the speech of Ram Gopal Yadav, his brother and the chacha of uncle of Akhilesh Yadav from Rajya Sabha is getting viral. That during the time of Mulayam Singh Yadav, car sevaks went on the Gumbad but did not come back. Meaning, we shot them dead, right? And he also added in the same speech that Ram Lalla is an illegal occupant in Babri Masjid structure and he should be thrown out like a legal occupant, right? So by saying this, and this is all happening on the floor of the parliament, not even in a press debate on a TV conference. Mulayam Singh Yadav added in one of the parliament speech that if you make Hindu-Muslims fight, we'll make Ram Krishna fight, right? We'll create confusion among you only, right? And then whenever he came to power, he gave so much power to Yadavs, right? If there are 150 SDMs are getting selected, 80 will be Yadav. If there are 40,000 police bhartis happening, 40%, 50% will be Yadav. Scamming every norms of recruitment, right? They all went to High Court and many of these recruitment were nullified later in Mayawati and later years. But if the petrol pump have to be given, if some land has to be given, if some tender has to be given, if some land has to be given highways for dhabas, very meticulously he plotted the whole Uttar Pradesh with petrol pumps, with dhabas, with tenders, so that in every district he has a couple of strong Muslim men, couple of strong Yadav men who are still running that machinery for Samajwadi Party for Akhilesh Yadav. Right. As soon as Akhilesh Yadav snatched the party, if I say, removed Shivpal Yadav, removed Mulayam Singh Yadav, since then he's largely losing. So he lost 2014 Lok Sabha election miserably. He lost 2017 Vidhan Sabha election miserably. Then 2019 Lok Sabha election, though he partnered with Mayawati, which is a deadly combination, right? 2019, he again lost. 2022, he partnered with some local small party, he again lost. 24, he had minor gains. He at least matched the vote share of BJP. But again, that vote share got nullified within next year when the bypoll happened. Correct. See, that vote share was gained on the plank of Samvidhan badal jayega and khatakat paisa aa jayega, right? Those got proven wrong within a year, right? And those misinformation, they spread throughout India. And BJP lost seat in many places, from Haryana to Maharashtra to Rajasthan. And BJP in very next couple of years gained those states back. Correct. From Haryana to Maharashtra to Delhi to Bengal. So that plank worked for sure. But such misinformation, that story, remember, Sher aaya, right? That cannot work like every time, right? This misinformation may not work. So I'll say that way Akhilesh is not able to add any other major community to his MY combination.
So he's been more of a troublemaker.
He's more of a troublemaker, right? And that to a press conference troublemaker. He doesn't even go to the ground. And see, because his vote bank is so tricky, and very sadly in India, you to gain Muslim vote bank, you have to irritate, you have to do something anti-Hindu. So one thing, to consolidate. So if you do something pro-Muslim, that's one thing. That's called Muslim appeasement. That they have done enough and more, right? So much so they have asked for Muslim terrorists to be released, and High Court said, "Who are you to release them? If you award to them, you will give Padma awards."
Since you were mentioning law and order and the welfare of the Muslim community as well, Abhi, you cannot take out of the equation the amount of Muslims that are living in Uttar Pradesh alone. It is very important that the Muslims of Uttar Pradesh progress, so that the larger story of India is also there.
Exactly.
On one hand, you have the BJP, pushing the Pasmanda push, trying to bring
which is
the
a
community
large
together.
section of Muslim community.
Right. Western UP, again, places where farm protests also happened. It has been a tricky ground for many parties, including the BJP. So tell me what the Muslims of Uttar Pradesh are feeling today. Do they feel disenfranchised? Because obviously the BJP has become a formidable force. And with Yogi Adityanath being there, they know that they're going to be there for a while. So in order to do that, there are only two things that the administration can do. Either say कि आप लोगों ने हमें वोट नहीं दी, तो हमें कुछ क्यों करना है? Or say that, look, this is the plan. Do you guys want to come with us? What is the UP government
I think
doing?
we have to go back to the history to understand this phenomenon. It's a beautiful question. See, Congress created a formula to win elections, right? In a pre-Modi era, which was exactly, you appease the Muslim, you co-opt one or two Hindu castes, never make them feel like Hindus, make them feel like Brahmins or Kshatriyas or Dalits or Yadavs, and co-opt one of these castes, whichever is the dominant caste of the country or the state, and form the government, right? In first past the poll system, 25, 28, 30% is an vote share. 2014, Narendra Modi changed his grammar. He consolidated caste Hindus into Hindus, right? By doing various things, from Ram Mandir to corridors to daring a tilak, doing a puja for even parliament to everything. When he go outside, he presents a Gita, not a Taj Mahal, right? So there is a huge, now is a pride to be a Hindu, right? So with that started people believing in a Hindu entity. And now with Yogi Adityanath adding more than Modi Yogi come to stage, is fire on the stage, right? And that's why Narendra Modi came to Kashi and did a consolidation there. With Yogi and Modi together, that consolidation has become, so first time Hindu become a vote bank. In the same process, Narendra Modi disenfranchised Muslim community with the Muslim veto that they used to possess. That okay, we are the one who will form governments. हमारे बिना सरकार नहीं बन सकती. With which Congress has put them on the highest pedestal, that without you government cannot be formed, right? Narendra Modi has said, nation will be growing, there will be airports, there will be good economy, there will be unicorns, there will be highways, there will be subsidies, you also can take it. But again, I will not appease you, I will not appease anyone. And which he says, sabka saath sabka vikas. If 150 unicorns are there in India, you also make 151. If the highways, airports coming in India, you also can enjoy and flourish if ease on doing business improving in India, you also get into business, right? So, and the interesting and sad part is that people Congresses and Samajwadi parties of India and RLDs of the India, there is a huge disservice to Muslim community. They did not help them to grow. उनको पंचर वाला ही बना दिया. I'm saying whenever we will come in power, you can do little legal and we will protect you. You can do your love jihads and land jihads and thug jihads.
Actually, उनके पास एक opportunity था to do something.
They have protect, and in fact, the communities like Yadav communities use their government to develop their businesses, to get into positions. But what Muslims did is to just do their love jihads and land jihads. They did not even develop. They still be a panchar-walas and five children in the family. They never got into, and that's psyche, because they got leaders like Asaduddin Owaisi and Azam Khan. They never got a progressive leader also. So in fact, for a larger Muslim community, someone like Congress and someone like Samajwadi Party, Mulayam Singh Yadav and Akhilesh Yadav did a huge disservice. So now, when I talk to a lot of progressive Muslims, they realize, right, okay, that someone like Yogi Adityanath, when there is no rioting happening, when law and order is good for me also. Right? When Atiq Ahmed finally got into the frame of law and order, we have seen the 25 FIRs against him are from Muslim community. Right? So people started feeling that, okay, my business is also growing. Right? Even my children can, when there are new highways, new airports, new schools, new colleges, new IITs, new IIMs, even my children can also use it. Right? Now they're slowly opening up. And the women on Muslim household even more. Because if they're getting house, they're also getting house. If they're getting toilets, they're also getting toilets. If they're getting gas stove, if they're getting ration subsidy, PM Kisan, so their life is, because I'm sure you know, the Muslim women are very disempowered because their communities are very patriarchal, right? Indian society is patriarchal. Muslim society even more patriarchal, right? So so now when we see that out of the Muslim vote share, 8% to 15% has started coming to BJP. Most of the analysts attribute to the Muslim woman, right? And when they are seeing for last 10 years that anyway these guys are in power, why we are not part of this development growth story? So you will see increasingly this progressive because Muslims, urban.
Even the left-leaning party like the Congress, all they offer to the Muslims is just welfare.
This is welfare.
So this is welfare plus progress, what you are offering.
Welfare plus progress. And very interestingly, you will see from last 2 weeks, Congress is giving a very interesting hard time to Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh.
Achha.
One of their leader, Anune Pandey, said, we are ready to fight on all 403 seats. Right? And then their Prabhari for Uttar Pradesh, some Rajendra Gautam, he said, we at least need 200 seats. I doubt Samajwadi Party is ready to give more than 40-50 seats. That will be also too much for Congress. They have 5% vote share, 2 seats, right? And their leaders saying 200, 300 like that. Because now Samajwadi Party is very wary and very touchy about their Muslim vote bank. Because now they're saying Ram, 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 Ram. See, if you are moving on Hindutva plank, then people may feel little troubled on the Ram Chanda Chori case. But if you are making Hindutva the plank of the election, then Yogi Adityanath has done a doctorate there, right? Yogi Adityanath has lived this life of sacrifice for the last 40 years. If Hindutva is the plank, people will go with the original, not the duplicates or Xerox copies, right? So he's moving from his PDA, MY and coming to BJP's pitch, and where BJP is very strong. So now the Muslim vote bank is looking very weak. And if at all Mayawati and Asaduddin Owaisi ties up, which is their possibility, or even if Mayawati plays runs a stronger election, which seems like she has done 2 rallies already. Muslim go and put strong Muslim candidates, and Asaduddin Owaisi plays, then Muslim vote bank will be shaky. Anyway, a lot of Muslim Maulana are saying you have not helped Azam Khan, he's in jail and you have hardly helped him, right? So his Muslim vote bank is very weak. Right? And now he's doing Hindu. So Muslims are even more irritated. He's
doing a lot of Brahmin Sammelans and all of that.
So now he's trying to put legs in too many boats. Not only 2 boats, many boats. And they'll become very difficult
so either you focus on dividing your enemy's votes or you focus on consolidating yours.
He's
doing both.
He's trying to do both and not able to do anything successfully. That's why
interestingly, when that whole episode happened in Gujarat,
which one?
With Amit Shah, when he was the Home Minister, there was an SIT form. The CBI investigation was happening, and then he had to come to Delhi. He did that out of self-respect. He said कि मैं वापस नहीं आऊँगा जब तक वो मुझे clean sheet मिलेगा, and this is my challenge. And that is when you know in instances from history that people like that are going to make it somewhere. बहुत कम लोग ऐसे होते हैं. Similarly, I always wonder. The Gandhis have got it so bad for screwing up UP, for the lack of a better word. They've been elected from multiple constituencies. Yet they continue to live in Raebareli and places like that.
Sharan, if you go to those constituencies, now because of Yogi Adityanath, they're a little better. Like, you have to give it to at least Mulayam Singh Yadav that his place, Itawa, at least it developed. There will be a hospital, there will be a cricket ground, there is something there. But if you go to Raebareli and Amethi, they were God-forsaken places. As in some remote rural place, they were star constituencies. Their constituencies of Rajas and Raja Putras. But they have not done, like, even Amethi become a district. Yogi Adityanath got the district hot cutter there. Like the DM office there was no proper DM office in the whole district administration buildings were not there, right? That kind of king and prince mode they were in. That okay, hum jeet gaye, we will not, we'll go again and win the election.
Right.
We will not cater to
No,
anyone.
out of self-respect, if Rahul Gandhi feels that either UP has betrayed him or that he has let down UP, he has to shift to Wayanad. He has to go.
No, in one of the Wayanad speeches, he said the people in UP are not smart enough to understand my kind of politics. He made that statement, right? Fortunately, because of this Samvidhan badal jayega, reservation chala jayega and khatakat, that kind of fakery, he won the seat back. But again, it will not run long.
So it looks very tough for them.
Yeah.
In terms of how the economy of UP is shaping up, everybody, even in the south, hopes that states like Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, they progress as fast as possible, so that we need such heavy economic engines. But actually, practically, if you look at it, Shantanuji, even I think Mayawati, when she was the chief minister around 2012, before she resigned the office, she proposed the idea of having like 3 or 4 states. It is
she passed it in the assembly.
Right. It may be an emotional thing for many, but it's a very practical solution. Or jab delimitation hoga, if you do delimitation without the states being divided properly, without having proper administrative units, I feel that the exercise what we are doing is not going to be good enough.
See,
everybody needs equity. Everybody needs equal representation.
To my understanding, sometimes the demand for these smaller states come from the idea of identity. Okay, Telangana Telugus are different from the Andhra Telugus, right? Uttaranchal has a very mountains and people live there very differently, very different culture, right? Sometime idea come from that, okay, this too large to manage, right? This too large to manage concept normally comes from when you have long time of bad governance, right? See, you have all those systems.
Both states, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, same problem.
Yeah, I'm saying,
Chief ministers every 2 years.
Yeah, when you have, but now because Yogi Adityanath being a CM for 9.5 years and he have to every state multiple times. In UP you had, if you go to Noida, you will lose chief ministership. If you go to Bijnor, this will happen. Used to run like that.
Right.
Akhilesh Yadav might be, apart from the election rallies, in his governance time, he hardly might be going to a dozen or 2 states. Yogi Adityanath being to every state multiple times. Earlier we used to have a count, we lost the count also. That how many times he has been to which state, which district of Uttar Pradesh. So I think this idea of breaking the state demystify when you have someone like Yogi Adityanath who established system, who established technology, who established processes, right? And then the idea goes. I think there was one more question intertwined in the question you asked. I'm missing that. You said the economy of UP, right? So I'll just give you some of the major pointers and that'll give you the sense to your viewers, right? Uttar Pradesh budget was of the order of 2.5 lakh crore in 2016-17. Today is 8.5 lakh crores. Uttar Pradesh was not even 15th in ease of doing business ranking. Now it's always like among the top 3, right? Uttar Pradesh per capita income was 45,000. Now it's almost 1.5 lakh. Right, from unemployment ratio which was 18 to 19% is 3 to 4%. Right, Uttar Pradesh contributes almost 16% to India's population and used to contribute only 4 to 5% to India's GDP. Now it contributes 9.5 to 10% to India's GDP. And Yogi Adityanath is still hungry. He say, if I contribute 17% population, I want to contribute at least 17% or 20% to India's GDP. First time a state like UP has a target of 1 trillion economy, which was never a target. We were only target to, the only thing we were number 1 is Mafia Raj. So turning Mafia Raj to investment Raj. Turning one district, one mafia to one district, one product, right? So much so that now every state is using one district, one product. In fact, Uttarakhand has said one district, 2 products, right? So Uttar Pradesh being a BIMARU state, from being a BIMARU state to become a model state in law and order, in investment, in infrastructure, is being a story, and that's being a part of Uttar Pradesh's economy. Also.
So if somebody say from Karnataka who is very angry, who says कि यूपी वाले सारे बैंगलोर आके हमारे शहर को गंदा करते हैं और वहाँ पे कुछ नहीं चल रहा है, and you come here and complain about Bangalore.
Right.
Tell me why an average person should care about UP, what he should know,
right,
and why this does not, if this these sort of insults are not true anymore.
Right. See, there are 2-3 debates intertwined. You are saying India is a free country to work and trade everywhere. Kashmir was not. Now also Kashmir is also part of India technically now, that you can form your company, you can buy land there. So that way anybody can work anywhere. People form. So now there are big offices of very many tech companies. I think first of all I'll welcome all of them to Kashi Vishwanath, to the Janmabhoomi of Shri Krishna, to Janmabhoomi of Sri Ram, and multiple other beautifully curated religious sites, which, as you rightly said, which connects the umbilical cord. We have seen a lot of our Tamil brothers have travelled to Kashi in the Kashi Tamil Sangam. The Prime Minister has rightly promoted, and now a lot of massive industries are coming up, a lot of tech companies are coming up. The Paytm's headquarter is in Noida. A lot of South Indians work here. TCS, HCL doing major investments in Uttar Pradesh. Microsoft, Google doing massive investment in Uttar Pradesh. So I'm sure a lot of people will travel and already are traveling. And by travel, this confusion, this animosity gets cleared. Because in UP the South Indian food is very, very popular, right? And if they start traveling to UP, they will start see Indian food has the same आत्मा. वो एक ही उसमें मसाले
उसका फॉर्म अलग
हो सकता है. कभी वो रोटी बन जाता है, कभी वो डोसा बन जाता है. तो I think if they start travel, I think travel is the key, and which is already started happening. In fact, I remember when we were shooting for the movie, and our producer wanted a hotel in Lucknow where whole of the crew can stay. Then they did not find any hotel in Lucknow. So they checked with everyone. I also checked with people in the government. They said 3,000 doctors from throughout India are traveling to UP. We asked why. I said there's some big doctor conference happening. I'm saying, is it a government conference? No, it's a private conference. This used to happen in a Bangalore or a Mumbai. This is the first time it's happening in Lucknow. Right. So Lucknow has become a destination for a lot of global things, lot of national things now. Right. So this is not the Lucknow of pre-2017. Now this is a very national, very cosmo, which is very integrated Lucknow, very integrated Uttar Pradesh. Right. And that's why I think this governance. Good governance can do to the cultural ties also. We never attach good governance to cultural ties also, because when the economy will grow, people will travel, right?
There is one model in China.
Yeah.
What China did was consequently during the Mao era, they stripped off the culture to its bare bones and then built an economy around it. They changed the social structure.
Yeah.
But here the plan, especially after the BJP came, is that you are building a cultural economy, and there is a peripheral economy being built around culture.
So much so, I remember I took a delegation of Rishiyod University to Uttar Pradesh, and we were sitting with one of the senior IAS officer, Alok Kumar, who is heading the 1 trillion economy project, and Deloitte was doing the presentation because Deloitte is their partner. And I was so pleasantly surprised that healthcare, tech sector, there was one sector called religious economy. And it was one of the major contribution. And because now something like Kashi, something like Ayodhya, something like Prayagraj, where 65 crore people came, it has become a huge economy. Now the direction is that every festival should be celebrated in that grandeur, so that it will get local tourists and it will get national tourists also. Because national tourists will also spend more. They will stay in a hotel, they will buy things, they will stay there for more, they will do pujas, they will buy religious things, they will buy statues, they will use a hotel, they will use a cab service, they will eat food somewhere, they will buy local products, ODOP, they will buy a qaleen, they will buy a carpet or a sari or whatever is available. So religious economy has become a major contributor, not in India and in Uttar Pradesh particularly. I think if you see Uttar Pradesh tourist brochures or India's tourist brochures, earlier they started with Taj Mahal and ended with Taj Mahal, right? In 2024, 12 crore people shown up in Taj Mahal and 24 crore shown up in Ayodhya. Ayodhya used to attract 5-6 lakh people. Even after this confusion of embezzlement of donation, the number of devotees are not stopped. They are not lessened. Because faith was in Ram, faith was not in the Vyavastha.
Correct.
Right? And they know if Yogi Adityanath is at the helm of the affair, Vyavastha, they will sort it out. If someone like Yogi Adityanath is at the helm of the affairs in UP, they know within a matter of weeks Yogi Adityanath will sort out the Vyavastha. Right? Their Astha was in Ram, and which cannot be removed, which the opposition is trying. With the name of embezzlement, they have no problem with embezzlement. With the lever of embezzlement, they're trying to take away the faith.
Weaken the faith.
Weaken the faith. कि faith नहीं होगी, ये लोग आएंगे नहीं. और इस पे तभी if you mark अखिलेश यादव स्टेटमेंट कि ना तो अब राम के नाम पे इनको कोई चंदा देगा ना वोट देगा. I think that's his plan कि I'll connect chanda to the vote, right? He's not understanding. Now he has come to Yogi Adityanath's pitch where he, as I told you, he's a doctorate, right? He has managed his mud. He has been to multiple combs. He has been to the Sant Parampara from like last 40 years, right? So yeah, I think that's how South and UP are getting integrated quite massively in the last 10 years.
2022 when the elections happened, law and order was clearly a big factor.
Yeah.
I have traveled to UP multiple times over the last 15 years. Continuously in local trains and buses, all sort of things. I've gone out in the dark. I know the experience. I know the difference. I can personally vouch for it. And I'm talking about big towns like Lucknow. I'm not even talking about Purvanchal. That's an entirely different story. Now, generally, the news analysts, जो बड़े-बड़े पत्रकार हैं, वो अभी कह रहे हैं कि okay, law and order, you milked it. For the first election, there was a डर का माहौल, right? The Bulldozer Baba image. Now, first of all, tell me about this Bulldozer Baba image, because there is a clear concern. अगर ये सिर्फ बात डर फैलाने की है, we want a proper structural law and order in place. So what has been done in order to promote that? And secondly, if you use only law and order, will you be able to win votes? What is the strategy this time? What is the story this time?
See, in 22, the slogan was Shasan and Prashasan. Shasan is law and order and Prashasan is delivery of the schemes. Right? And which one? In fact, they used to call it Shasan and Rashan. Right? Shasan means law and order and police, and Rashan is not only Rashan, the other schemes also. Right? The delivery has become, and UP is number one, 40 schemes of central government, be it house or gas or PM Kisan or Har Ghar Mein Nal, toilet, everything, right? UP is number one in the national schemes, right? Now coming to the bulldozer model, right? People have crudely called that as soon as any criminal case comes to Yogi says break his house. It's not as simple or as naive as this, right? See, what I remember one of my initial conversations with Yogi Adityanath in 2017 when I started writing his biography, The Monk Who Became Chief Minister, and then wrote many other books and made a movie also. Right? His initial conversation was, I want to make UP prosperous. And to make UP prosperous, I had to get businesses here. Right? Government alone cannot create jobs. Right? Government jobs are hardly 2-3%. Right? You have to, and to create atmospheres for industries to come, I have to get 3-4 things. Law and order sorted, electricity sorted, and communication. Communication means travel, internet, road, electricity, everything is sorted, right? If I sort all of this, then only people will come to me.
Correct.
They will not come because I am calling them, right? And the first element out of these elements is also law and order. Right? So he approached law and order just not for law and order, because he wanted to make UP prosperous. He said, I want ease of living and ease of doing business both. Right? My people should, ease means like I should not be 7 baje ke pehle ghar aa jana hai, I cannot go there, that's a dangerous area. You're living a normal life in 21st century, right? So what he did, one of his initial orders to his DGP, to his home department was, get me the history sheeters from all the 75 districts. And they created a very detailed list of all the mafias, all the history sheeters, and the list grew to 10,000 people. And then they created a huge STFs, right, special task force, to arrest all of them. Who are these people? Who were never arrested, who were FIR'd and never arrested, who ran out of jails, who ran out of courtrooms, right, who have political patronages. Can you imagine someone like Atiq Ahmed and Mukhtar Ansari was MLAs and MPs? They became, Mukhtar Ansari's brother, Afzal Ansari, is still a member of parliament from Samajwadi Party. That's the clout of these families Samajwadi Party has created over years, right? When this 10,000 list was created and STFs were sent, right, almost with the head honchos and their gurgas, almost 34,000 arrests were made in Uttar Pradesh, which was like Never in the history of Uttar Pradesh. In 11,000 cases, there was firing from both the sides, right? And 250 people died and out of these in these encounters. And almost 67,000 of illegal land was taken back, which was SC/ST land, farmers' land, government land, Nazur land, right? 67,000 acres of land was recovered, right? And now this land is used in a lot of affirmative action work. And when we saw the data, only 20 to 25% land or criminals are Muslim, rest all are non-Muslims. People have created the unnecessarily facade, people are only, Yogi's only action against Muslims. The action was against the mafias, right? Action was never against this caste, this religion, right? That's a different thing that Muslim community has to think, that if their population is 15-17%, why they're in crime 25 to 30%. And that's the data even in New York and London. Their population, their contribution to population and their number in prison is far more than their contribution to the population. That's as the communities, as their community leaders should think that why their people are in crime so much, right? So this is one part of it. And then the technology. So from Akhilesh Yadav's time, there was a number, like dial 100 number, but was not very efficient. The average time, if you call a police and police comes to your door, the 108 service, 112 service, whatever the name is, used to come to the door as 40 minutes, 45 minutes, right? Now you know what is the average time? 8 minutes, 6 minutes,
that is
5.5 minutes, right? And that has become a competition between district. Every month the list is declared, and Yogi Adityanath name and shame every the police commissioner or the SP of the city that why your district is more than 10 or 9, and every SP takes a pride. I'm the first, I'm the second, I'm in top 10, right? That's one. UP government has the approved sanctioned position of almost 3 lakh police fellows. UP was running pre-2017 with only 1.5 lakh police fellows. There was no recruitment. If there was a recruitment, there was false recruitment. Someone used to go to High Court and nullify the whole recruitment. Multiple recruitment drives of 40,000 happened in last 6 to 7 times, and today UP police force is 4 lakh strong. So the people to police ratio have increased multifold. There are 32 parameters which every SP maintains, which Yogi Adityanath monitors every month or every quarter based on the size of the district. Now there is commissionerate system, even though the police commissioner system, as in Delhi, Mumbai, in almost 6 towns of UP. Or the large towns. So Noida, where you're sitting, you don't have SP. You have almost 6 SP rank officer and almost an ADG rank officer, Lakshmi Singh, who's a police commissioner. Ghaziabad is a police commissioner. Prayagraj has a police commissioner. Kashi has a police commissioner. Kanpur has a police commissioner. So it's a structural reform. And Bulldozer is part of it. Bulldozer is what, if I get a criminal's file, Yogi Adityanath will say, also check why he's able to run his empire. What is economic spine? And say, okay, all his economic spine is on illegal lands. Okay. Put a notice, what is the legal procedure, and bring, so that whenever he comes back from the jail term or within sitting in the jail term, he cannot run his empire. So Bulldozer action technically is nothing but breaking the economic spine of the mafia, so that he or she cannot operate from the jail, which they used to before 2017, after coming back from the jail, or their whole empire breaks down once they are inside the jail. That's the Bulldozer action. It's not randomly breaking some buildings.
Right.
So this whole structure is Yogi Adityanath model of the Bulldozer model.
You've written a very interesting new book, Teachings from the Ramayana for Every Entrepreneur. तो हम अभी cultural economy के बारे में बात कर रहे थे. Tell me something interesting. Tell me a few instances that we can learn from our history, which can be implemented in today's Uttar Pradesh.
So Sharan, from last 6-7 years, since I'm frequently going to Ayodhya, I'm doing my own scholarship, my own reading of Ramayana from the original source, Valmiki Ramayana. And from the traditional gurus also, from the traditional scholars also, from the modern scholars also, right? And I have done almost 4 books on Ramayana. Ramayana for every entrepreneur, Ramayana for families, Ramayana for every child, Hanuman Chalisa for every child. And I'm enjoying this, writing this, right? Because while doing my political writings, I try to understand the society of today. And when I read Ramayana, I understand why such amazing scriptures were written, which are so relevant today, right? So when you see 2 co-founders battling in the court, or 2 brothers battling in the court, like Ambani's or Ranbaxy's or various other family members battling in the court for their share in the business. I see the story of Bharat and Rama. And it's the most heartening story, right? Bharat comes back and he sees Rama is gone, Darshath is dead, Lakshman and Sita are gone. He straight away runs to Rama. He said, I will convince Rama at any cost. And the discussion between Rama and Bharat is of another level, right? Bharat is saying, I will not go, I will go on Bhook Hartal, I will not go till the time you agree to come back. Rama says, now the father is dead, I cannot go back on the promise. Can you imagine the legend of the promise? These are all verbal promises. These are not some agreements written with two testimonials. Yeah, मैं court जाऊंगा. He's saying, because now I have given this promise to Father Dashrath. Father is dead, I cannot go back on the promise. I cannot go back. I have no one to even recluse from. I cannot even go back to the father, and I'm not. People will think I have gone back. As soon as my father is dead, I am gone bad on my promise, right? You only go and be the king. Can you imagine two brothers fighting? You become the king. He's saying, no, you become the king. Today is the case. Tu bhag, I'll be the king.
Right.
That's the
story of Indian politics as well.
Indian politics to Indian business houses, right? That I want to be the king. Who are you? In fact, Azim Premji said a very amazing thing, that try to deserve it before you desire it. We say deservation chodo.
And it will naturally come to you.
Yeah, it will naturally come to you. Listen, but today is like, no, deservation chodo, because I want it, I desire it, right? And then Rishi Vashishtha is giving a midway solution. Okay, Rama will be the king technically, but you will be his appointee. You will be his technical manager. He said, okay, I will not sit on the throne. I will put your footwears on the throne. I will put your khadao on the throne. And can you imagine, for all those 14 years, Bharata lived in a village, Nandigram, for those 14 years in a hut. He said, when Rama, Sita or Krishna live in a jungle, I cannot live in the palace. And it was only Shatrughan who was managing the show first hand by the advice of Bharata. If you read these stories day in and day out, if these are your breakfast and coffee conversations, your moral upbringing, your moral framework will be of another level, right? I'll quote one other story, right? So when Kekai asked for these two boons for Bharat, right? Okay, that make Bharat the king, send Rama to jungle for 14 years. Dashrath has all the choice to not agree to the promise.
To say
he can also say, okay, no, ask something sane. I can't agree to the stupid demands, right? Because there was no testimonial to this promise, right? He has given this promise to Kekai on a chariot, right? In a war scene. Who might be the testimony to this? That charioteer? Charioteer ko to aise bhaga do. Mother, there was no one. He is not that he has signed some letter, he has declared it to the masses that okay, I have given these promises to Kekai, right? Yeah. And he has all the reasons not to agree, because he is losing Ram as amazing king for Ayodhya. He is losing his son. But he agreed to it. And later he explained, and Tulsi, when Tulsi Ramayana, a Chaupai beautifully describes this, that Raghukul Reet Sada Chaliyai Pran Jaye Par Vachan Na Jaye. He said, if I will not follow a promise, tomorrow my praja, my population, my people will say, they will make a promise in the evening and forget by night. They will make a promise in the morning and forget by afternoon. They will say, Darshan nahi mana, main kaun hu? If Darshan can forgo from promise, I can also forgo. I'm a normal citizen, right? And the whole society doesn't run on signed document. The whole society runs on promises, right? And that's how there will be a havoc in society. So just to manage the legend of unwritten promises, Darshan sent his son for 14 years. If we read this kind of text, and this will be our conversation with our kids, which are employees, the society, the ethos in the companies will be of another level, right? So what I've done in this book, I have broken Ramayana into 25 stories, and at every 25 stories, I have given a case of an Apple or an IBM or a Zomato, some confusion happening in the company, and how you can solve this with the ethos of Ramayana. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I hope you can check this out, and you can check a lot of other books written by Shantanu ji. I hope you've had some fun watching this discussion and a lot of learning for me. Thank you so much, Shantanu ji. It's always a pleasure. It's been a long time. I'm glad we could do this.
Yeah. In fact, one of my initial viral content is with you.
Achha.
Like some 7-8 years back, I think. Yeah. So
thank you so much.
Pleasure.